It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Hey, good morning and welcome to Travel and Cruise Industry News on this, the 12th day of January, 2021. As you can tell, my voice is completely gone. A side effect of chemo this week, I guess. But I'm struggling. I wasn't sure if I could get through the show today. But as a result, I have not done my weekly journey against prostate cancer, which is ready to go. But I was afraid of putting the extra stress on the voice, so I decided, well, let's do this show first, and we'll see how it goes. So let's get right to it, guys. The lead story this morning has to do with Cuba. The Trump administration is banning U.S. flights to all Cuban cities except Havana, and the latest move to roll back the Obama-era easing of relations, officials said yesterday. Supporters of the ban said it would starve the Havana government of cash and limit its ability to repress Cubans and support Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, whom the U.S. wants to overthrow. Opponents said prohibiting flights would simply make it harder for Cuban Americans to visit their families outside the capital without making a significant impact on the Cuban government. So, somewhat, you got to go back on the history of this whole mess. I've been in opposition to the Trump administration when they first pulled the plug on the Cuban travel ban, way back even before the pandemic. That was the first major blow to the cruise industry. If you recall, the cruise industry had found a home for older, smaller ships in Cuba. It gave them a place to use those ships as opposed to scrapping them. So as a result of the pandemic now, they've had to scrap tons of them because they can't sail to Cuba because of the administration's ban. So this was the first major ban of Cuba after the Obama administration had opened up relations. Obviously, with Biden going into office, there's possibly a future for reopening, and this is just making it harder for the new administration to deal with it. So it's still a mess as far as I'm concerned. JetBlue and American issued brief statements saying that they would comply with the decision, and it all changes in December. There's all kinds of places of non-Havana flights now that they're banning. So just not a healthy situation at all. The Trump administration has been regularly tightening the 6-decade-old embargo on Cuba in recent months with the stated purpose of cutting off income to the Cuban government and forcing it to cut ties to Venezuela and grant more human rights to Cuban citizens. Cuba sanctioned oil tankers moving petroleum from Venezuela to Cuba and permitted lawsuits against foreign companies profiting from the use of properties confiscated from Americans or from Cubans who later obtained American citizenship. The Cuban and Venezuelan government remain tightly aligned, and both have declared their intent to become even closer allies in the face of Trump measures. So I don't know if we'll ever see travel back to Cuba again. I hope so. I was supposed to be there in October and got canceled out, of course. A lot of you got to go to Cuba while it was open and loved it. And it looked to me like we were doing a terrific job of opening the Cuban government up to our way of life. But all right, the other thing, yesterday, Carnival, They announced earlier in the week scrapping of the Costa Victoria. Well, now the numbers are coming out. They're scrapping 4 more ships total. But it's like they did before. They're not telling us which 4. I don't know why they do this, but they're going to get rid of 4 more ships. But they haven't told us which 4 ships or which lines they are. 15 vessels have already left the company. 4 more will follow. Vessels account for 13% of the total amount of berths the entire fleet pre-pandemic. However, it clears down that the ships were not profitable anymore. They represented a mere 3% of the operating income in 2019. So there's going to be 4 more ships are leaving the Carnival fleet, and who knows where that's going to end up. Okay. I'm going to go over and see who's here this morning and probably end it because of my voice. Again, I thank Gretchen. Thank you for the donation. I do appreciate Tom Henry's with us. Nikki's here. Cindy's here down in Dallas. Hey, Cindy. Sonny down in Mississippi. Tom says, sad news, Carnival announced yesterday that it is delaying Discovery Princess. I have a group cruise booked February 22 from San Diego to L.A. Jim Simpson's with us this morning. Good morning, Jim. Sorry about the voice, guys. I'm assuming this is a chemo side effect. And overall, folks, this has been a good week. Yeah, I've had some side effects, which I'll be talking about on my report this week. But they're considering everything, they're very minor. I haven't been sick this week. Thank heavens. All right, I hate to leave you guys in the lurch, but I'm going to wrap it up. So everybody stay safe, wear your mask, socially distance. One of these days we'll be on a cruise ship real soon. So I'll see everybody on Thursday. Hopefully I'll be able to talk. Who knows? That's it for today. This is the Old Fat Travel Guide. Stay safe. Wear your mask, guys.
Thank you for watching today's Travel and Cruise Industry News. Join us every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern for another episode. Travel and Cruise Industry News is a production of Chillie's Cruises.